welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below as well as the little bell so you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. So today's video, as you've seen by the title already, we're going to sit down and talk about some personal feminine hygiene issues. So guys, if you're already into this video, you probably want to go ahead and find your exit really quick. This is going to be a ladies type video. So we're just going to sit down and we're just going to talk about some feminine hygiene V issues, so to speak. So if you guys are interested in this video at all, then please keep watching. So I do want to let you guys know, if this is your first time watching my video, that I am a registered nurse. I work in the critical care setting, and on top of that, I also am in school actively pursuing my DNP degree. If you guys are new to my channel, I just want to let you guys know that what I talk about in today's video as far as ways to combat against yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, that sort of thing. This is just a discussion and some things that I have found to be very, very helpful. This does not negate the fact that you should listen to everything that I say in this video. You should always contact and talk to your personal healthcare provider as well as your gynecologist. So I do want to go ahead and just throw that out there up front in today's video. So with that being said, today's video we're just going to talk about the V. The V. Our lady bits, our parts below. So with that being said, ladies, we all know that it is a very sensitive area down here and it is prone to things that we might not like, such as yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, itching, odor, discharge, that whole spiel. So when I talk about bacterial vaginosis, if you don't know what that is an overgrowth of bacteria in the V. So that can cause itching, odor, discharge, that whole sort of thing. It can just have you feeling like, okay, something is not right. It can be self-diagnosed without you going to the doctor first and foremost. Like you can just kind of tell, okay, something just kind of feels off down below. Yeast infections and bacterial vaginosis are very, very common, and they can also be recurrent, like to the point where you think it goes away and it might not fully go away. You might not eliminate all of that bad bacteria and it just keeps coming back and coming back. And this is something so many women suffer with. And there are a lot of common causes actually. And a lot of times women are always given antibiotics when they go to the doctor, and that's not really doing anything but masking the situation or making the situation worse. And a lot of times women can also develop this issue and they've never had it before, but they develop the issue when they're in the hospital or when they're in the doctor's office and they have a situation that comes up and then they're put on antibiotics or something along those lines. So from a healthcare perspective, in my personal opinion, I feel like providers are very, very quick to just throw antibiotics at people. Like, you get antibiotics, and that's not always the best recommendation for treating yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis. So a lot of times providers will want to give you something like metronidazole, which is Flagyl, or they'll want to prescribe something like triconazole, which is a cream that's inserted vaginally. Okay, that's great, but I want to talk to you guys about something that is more of an alternative complementary therapy, something that you can get over the counter and something that will work for you if you've gone to the doctor multiple times and if you are having this recurrent issue. So this is actually what I want to talk to you guys about today. So we're going to discuss an alternative complementary medicine to recurrent bacterial vaginosis, recurrent yeast infections. If you've been suffering with this on and on again, and you don't want to keep going back and forth to the doctor, you don't want to keep having all of these antibiotics, this is something that is complementary therapy, and this is something that you can purchase over the counter. So this is boric acid, and this is by the company NutraBlast. Now, these boric acid suppositories are designed under the supervision of medical professionals, and they're designed within 7 days to cure yeast infections and recurrent bacterial vaginosis. So it's going to stop the growth of the bad bacteria in the V, and it's going to promote the healthy growth of the good bacteria that we need. It is IUD safe for ladies out there that have IUDs or intrauterine devices. If you have something like that and you want to try a product like this, it is safe to use if you have an IUD. And it's also designed to keep the V within the normal pH range, because we know if we stay within a normal pH range, which is more on the acidic side, then that leaves no room for an overgrowth of the bad bacteria, which would cause these recurrent bacterial issues. So it's recommended if you're having yeast infections, recurrent BV, or anything like that, and you want to try an alternative to antibiotics. If you're wanting to try something like the boric acid suppositories, they do come with the applicators, which come in a package like this. It's recommended that you would insert 1 capsule into the suppository applicator every night for 7 days. That's the recommended length of therapy that you would need to cure and eliminate the yeast infection and the bacterial vaginosis. And then the capsules can also be used as needed on a preventative basis. So you can use it to not only cure and eliminate the problem that you're having, but also use it as a preventative therapy to make sure that this does not happen again. But not only do we want to talk about actual treatment, such as these boric acid suppositories, but I also want to talk about ways that you can try to combat against this problem from happening. So on a personal level. So for instance, when you're taking a shower, I try not to use any highly fragranced soaps down in my little V area. I just use Dove for sensitive skin. If you guys have seen my shower routine, which I'll put in the card section, I use Dove for sensitive skin, and it's the unscented kind, because you don't want a lot of highly fragrant soaps down in the V area, because that can cause irritation, and you don't want anything down there causing irritation that would cause you to scratch and would cause you to have like any cuts and open sores down there. Let's talk about probiotics for a second. I take probiotics every day, and I take the one that has over 16 billion CFUs that are designed specifically for not only your gut, but also for your vaginal health. And they're specifically designed for women because they target the gut and the vaginal area. So probiotics are really, really good because it targets the good bacteria in your gut and down below. So let's talk about douching for a second. Is it necessary? In all honesty, no. Douching is not necessary, and it can actually cause more problems than good, because your V is like a self-cleaning oven. It's going to do its own job. I've actually given myself a yeast infection, full disclosure, because I did douche one time like a couple years ago, and it just kind of messed everything up down there, and I could tell something was off. I went to the doctor, of course. Being who I am, self-diagnosed myself before I got there. What did the doctor want to do? Exactly what I talked about in this video. Threw antibiotics at me, and they didn't work. So what did I do? I went right back to the doctor. What did he do again? Threw more antibiotics at me, and he actually gave me the one that I mentioned, the tericonazole, which is an antibiotic cream that's inserted intravaginally. It did finally go away, but once again, I had to go back to the doctor twice. And I didn't know about this product at that time, or I would have just taken this. So like I said, douching is not necessary. It can cause more problems than good. So ladies, when it comes down to these cute little underwear that I know we like to wear, or that they always flash on TV, yeah, they might be super, super cute, but it's always best to get the ones that have at least the cotton lining right at the vaginal area. And then thongs, yeah, they might be cute as well, but they're honestly not the best things to wear, because the little string part, ladies, you know what I'm talking about, you don't want that part that's riding in your bottom. We're going to keep it professional. You don't want the little string part that's riding in your bottom to have particles on it that could migrate to the front of your underwear and mix with the front and cause issues. You guys know what I'm talking about. So thongs, although they might be sexy, they're really not the best things to wear, or if you do want to wear them for a very short period of time and then remove them. And I also want to talk about, ladies, if you're out there being sexually active, of course that's something you want to talk about after it's over with. You definitely need to try to go to the bathroom and urinate as quickly as possible afterward. You don't want anything sitting in the vaginal canal, so you definitely want to try to urinate as quickly as possible after it's over. And then the only other thing I'm going to say about the antibiotics, of course, one more time, is just use them when absolutely necessary. When your antibiotic regimen is done, stop. And of course that goes without saying. So I did just want to sit down and talk to you guys about vaginal health and ways to combat against these infections, bacterial vaginosis. It is something that women suffer from a lot. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I wanted to talk to you guys about the Boric Life, and I do want to show you guys so you don't have to be scared at all if you have to use it. The capsule is literally the size of like an antibiotic capsule. It is not big at all. And then, like I said, all you would have to do is use the suppository applicator, put the capsule in there, and you would just use it every night for 7 days. And NutraBlast also does offer the pH test strips for you to check your pH levels as well, because like I said, a way to combat against these recurring issues is to make sure that the V is within proper pH range, because we do want an acidic environment down there, because that's how we keep the bad bacteria at bay. So I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. Like I said, this is just something that I wanted to talk to you guys about, woman to woman. This does not negate the fact that you should always have your annual checkups. You should always speak to your healthcare provider. If you're having an issue, you should see them. You should also see your gynecologist for anything that is abnormal. But I also like to recommend alternative complementary therapies. But I just wanted to come and sit down and talk to you guys. Let me know in the comment section if this is something that you guys have used before. Once again, this is by NutraBlast. Everything that you guys need to know will be down in the description box below. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And as always, don't forget to subscribe on your way out and click the little bell so you get notifications every time I post a new video. And as always, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!